If you've watched my channel before, you'd know that I've played my fair share of Fnaf World fan games. However, little did I know that those games would pale in comparison to Fnaf World Refreshed. Why is this game so well regarded? What changes have they made to make it better than the original? And is it actually a good game? These are the questions that I plan on answering in today's video. But before we get too far into this video, it is time for me to tell you, dear viewer, that subscribing to my channel is indeed a good idea. I recently hit over 600 subscribers thanks to you guys, and if you're new to this channel, I would really appreciate it if you would at least go check out some of my other videos before making that final decision. And also be sure to watch the end of this video. But I'm not trying to keep you too long, so enjoy the video. The first question I'd like to tackle is what makes this game better than the original? First things first, this game just looks great, and everything is super organized. Starting with the start screen, I gotta say, I love this extras menu, because it shows all the unused designs or animatronics that are still a work in progress. I think my favorite thing to see in here is this game over screen. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Undertale-esque one that they have right now, but I do like this one as well. Next is that all the menu animations are super sleek and compact. Unlike the original one where it was just all kind of placed everywhere, they didn't really have a rhyme or reason. I also like all the different modes, like Randomizer, Nuzlocke, and you're even able to use the same characters, which I always thought would be put in one of these games, but it was just never used, and I never understood why. Also, look at this character select screen. I love that they're all sorted by their respective games, and it's just a small detail that not a whole lot of these FNAF fan games do. Getting onto actual gameplay, everything has been overhauled. The animations, the characters, Lolbit, just everything. But let's start with the battles. They are great. They have the attack speed bars, which is awesome, but they also made it so that all the moves appear in the middle, instead of you having to go scramble to the next character after using an attack. It was just really annoying to do that, especially not knowing who was going to attack next. They also made it so that enemies attack in waves. This is probably so that battles actually feel more impactful and longer, because I know they can get really short in the main game as you go, but I will say the waves can get a little annoying if you're playing on the super duper hard modes. But you can turn this off. Speaking of the hard mode, it really is hard. Like, extremely hard. Enemies hit really hard, like literal trucks, and they also get bites, which at the beginning of the game isn't really that big of a deal. They target specific animatronics, and once that animatronic is killed, that bite is pretty much useless. Except later on, there are bites that literally just one-shot your entire team. And this is especially bad when bosses get these, other characters get these, and after beating a wave, a fresh new assortment of bites are generated. So it gets really hard. Since we're still on battles, let's talk about the flip side. You now have to walk the opposite way, which is a nice touch, and I actually like that a lot. And the battles are flipped too, and if that isn't enough, your moves now teleport away from you. But other than that, the flip side really doesn't offer too much more. In terms of bosses, there are a couple new ones like Totacap and the Living Tombstone, which is my personal favorite, mainly because of the funny reference, but I digress. And you know what, since I'm not going to really be able to talk about this ever again, can we just talk about how that song became the official, unofficial, Five Nights at Freddy's theme song? It's kind of crazy. There are a couple more, like the Mad Coyote, who is actually the new Guardian of the Key, which is in the 8th area. Oh yeah, remember how the original only has 7 areas, including the Geistlater? Well, this one has 10. This game has so much more content than the original, and even most other just FNAF World fan games. It's actually insane. Another thing I love about this game is that you can get completely new characters without having to beat Rainbow or through some other ending. And guess what? These characters are actually good, which allows for actual team building instead of relying on the Halloween characters all the time. However, speaking of the Halloween characters, this is one of the bad things. Why are these games still here? Look, I get it. How else are you going to realistically get these characters without stemming too far away from the original? But you got to realize that everyone is sick of playing these in every single FNAF World fan game. They never remove these, and I don't really get why. And I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that people are pretty much really annoyed with Toy Chica and Foxy Fighters. They're sick of replaying Freddy in Space, and they're definitely sick and tired of playing Chica's Magic Rainbow, because they are just kind of annoying. That aside, I do like that there are more Halloween characters to unlock, such as Nightmare Mangle from getting a really low rank on Foxy Fighters, and FanLad from walking left instead of right on Foxy.exe. So there are some positives to the Halloween area, and I especially like that you aren't safe here either. Yes, you can get into battles in the Halloween area, which honestly makes sense. There's even a red chest here, and I just remember this through editing. I'm literally piecing everything together right now. I just remembered the best part of this entire thing. Maybe not the best part, but it's one of them. If you've seen any of my FNAF World fan game videos, you'd know that I've been trying to get the universe ending on these FNAF World fan games, which is when two Fredbears talk to each other at the same time, and then they explode. But in this game, there's a boss fight when you do that, which just adds so much more to this interaction. Honestly, I'm not quite sure how to win this one, but just know that it exists and it's really freaking cool. One more thing before we get on to the next question is the sound design of this game, and let me tell you, it is really good. The song you're currently hearing in the background is what plays in Lolbit's shop, and it is an absolute banger. I love what they've done with all the songs in this game, and if any of the devs or anybody that has worked on this game is watching, you guys absolutely nailed this game. Anyway, I guess I really didn't think too much about these questions before writing the script, because this next one is it actually good? Well, yeah, obviously. I'm sure you can tell from what I've said and from what you can see on the video, they've put a lot of time and effort into this game, and it is all around just amazing. Especially this 8th area, where they have a new boss, an overworld puzzle in order to fight said boss, a ton of new enemies, and then there's Orange Guy who kills you with karate. Like, putting in little things like that doesn't affect actual gameplay is always nice to see, even if they didn't have to put it in at all. And actually the 7th area is one that I quite like as well. Even though it doesn't really have that much in it, what I like is that there's a chance to encounter Dreadbear. He's not an actual boss or anything like that, he just appears. And he has his own boss health bar and everything, but once you beat him, you get him. So it's like having your own little boss on your team. He's not really like the greatest animatronic in the game, but he's pretty good. I'm also a big fan of Rupert. He kind of just sits there. He's on his little balloon. He's pretty chill. Moving on to the last question of why is this game so well regarded, I believe it's because they genuinely want this game to be great among all the other FNAF fan games out there. Every other FNAF World fan game just feels like DLC, and in a sense you can get the same thing from this game as well, but I see way more in this game than I've ever seen on Game Jolt with anything else. Like, they just want this to be its own game, separate from the FNAF World, like, title, despite it, you know, having that name in it. Because literally everything is different. Like I said, the animations, the animatronics, the everything is just different from the original, but it still does feel like FNAF World. I can't really talk too much about the super late stuff in this video because I myself have not beaten the ice caves, but just know that this game is peak. And by the way, this isn't even the final version of the game. They are still working on this. They're still gonna add even more. And I haven't even talked about everything. Like, there's like skins, there's an infinite mode, there's like a bunch of like mini games you can play. Like, there's still way more to experience that not even I have experienced yet. And did I mention this game is completely free? All you need to do is go to their Discord and download the game from there. It's extremely easy and it's not a virus, I promise. I 100% recommend this game to anybody that's just looking for a good time. I don't know how long this video is going to be just off of writing the script, but between recording and scripting, I'd say this has taken about like 9 hours of like total work. So if you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want more from me on this game, be sure to tell me. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.